Hi.
Hi, how you doing?
Ed, how are you?
Good.
Good.
Hi.
Hi, how you doing?
Good. How are you?
Good. Thanks for joining us.
Hey guys.
Hi.
Yeah. Let's see. There she is.
Look at Harold.
Good.
Hello, everyone. Oh, Harold's right here. Don't worry.
Harold's in.
Good.
Echo.
Go. Hi. No. No. Uh-oh, I said his name. I said her name.
Dogs are involved now.
Hi, Carrie.
Hi. How you doing?
Perfect.
Yep. So we have a newcomer tonight. Actually, we should have a couple actually, but can you see everybody's name on here? Everybody can see. I can't tell if I can.
I can't really hear you, Michael.
Everybody can see everybody's name, right?
Yeah.
I see
Okay.
it when you put the square on the person.
Oh, okay. Okay. Gotcha.
Hi. Those eyes.
She's looking at everybody like, what is going on?
Yeah. Oh, it's okay. Relax, Harold. Hi, Christine.
Hi, Amber. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good. Just fixing my my little phone stand so that I can see you guys. Every time I sign in on my phone with Zoom, it like doesn't like it when I start it in landscape mode.
Yeah.
How are you? How is everyone? Who all is on here? Hey, Mike. Hey, Pinky.
How you doing?
Hi. Hi, Carrie. Long time no see. Yes. So happy to see you. Perfectly imperfect. Who's that?
Portia, how are you?
Portia,
I'm good. Good to see you. Hi, Portia. Hi. There's somebody connecting to audio. And hi, Marina. I think you were on a couple weeks ago, right?
Yes.
Nice to meet you. Hi.
Oh, these
Cool.
beautiful faces.
Yay.
Yeah.
Smiles.
Nate, you hear us?
Yeah.
I don't know if you can hear us or not, but so
We can hear you just fine.
did everybody get a chance to watch this week's message?
So good.
I didn't watch it.
Okay.
I'll watch it tonight.
Definitely should. It was really good.
Yeah. Yeah.
Come on, Harold.
There's going to be 4 parts to it, but it's titled.
Oh.
My battery.
Can you hear Nate?
No, my battery. I'm at 20%.
Okay. So it titled it's never too late, but there's going to be 4 parts to it.
Cool.
This is the second one, but man, this one was good. Like last week, this week, it's really good timing for it too. You know,
Mhm.
talk about it's never too late, especially where a lot of people are in their lives, but just mentally too. Just like, you know, what they're going to do next, the struggles they're having right now, what's going on, the uncertainty. So there's a really a lot of good topics that Chad set on, and it was a really good message. So I'm going to go through some of the points on that one, the major like 5 points that were talked about, and then I want to share a story with you too. But I want to kind of open discuss about some of these. So the first point he made in the topic was being to belong, believe, and become. So he talked about before you belong to something, you have to believe in it wholeheartedly so you can become it. Talking about, obviously Jesus, and before you can belong to this, that you have to first believe so you can start to become, and then you can start to, if you feel like you're seeking to be more like him, that's the process in doing so. So if you're searching out to be more godly, that you have to, if you want to be belonging in this culture, this church, this, or whatever church you're part of, or religion you're part of, really, or faith or spirituality, it's just you have to fully believe in it, so you can fully become it in your heart, and so you can belong to it. So I thought that was a really good start of the whole message. Then he started talking about the religion. That religion offers us, a behavioral modification. But when we talk about, and we talked about this last couple weeks, I think, where we kind of talked about, it's not necessarily what religion you're part of. Like I know many people in many different religions. I know many people that I love that have no religion technically, but are very spiritual and very, very connected people. But the second point he brought up was, talking about kind of that point we talked about, where religion can offer some behavioral, modifications, but, with Jesus, or like we said, really becoming and belonging, that you can really life transformation. It can become a life transformation for you, and have that backing as something to lean on, and help you really transform and change things really at any time, which is really the message, right? It's never too late to do anything. And he rolled in that you don't have to stay broken. This one really rung home to me, because this is one I've struggled probably the most. This is, for me, holding on to things that I've felt like I've failed in, or whether the relationships, lost time, family, things like that I've really hung on to for a long time. Like, even though I felt like I was getting over it, or if I was over it, that I've really held on to a very long time, that I've stayed in that broken spot, that place, for way too long. And whether your past is broken, your present, your relationships, emotion, spirit, your heart, doesn't matter what it is. Saying that you don't have to ever stay in that spot. Again, going back to, it's never too late to make a decision. You don't have to stay in that spot. You have a choice, no matter what's going on in your life, whether you can help it or not, that you have a choice to look at it a different way and come out of it and change what you're doing and change it up. And the beauty is you can change it every day. You can be wrong every day. You can change it, try it, be wrong, wake up tomorrow and try a new one. That's the beauty of it. I think too many of us try to stay in something and make it work, force it to work, because we think it's the right idea, or we think it's the right thing in the moment. And I want to I'm encouraging myself, is to let go of that. If it doesn't feel right to you at any moment, at any time, it's okay to drop it. It's okay to let it down and pivot, start over, try something new, start again, try a new relationship. There shouldn't be any guilt in it. I held on to a lot of guilt for a long time, that, well, it's just not the right time to do it. That's a good one I've always used my whole time. It's not right now. I'll do it when I'm, when I catch up some other things, or especially in relationships. So I thought that was really, I harped on that one a lot. I kept rewinding that whole section, because that one means a lot to me. And then he went into, you don't have to stay in any bondage. So, you don't have to stay in any certain bondage in your life and get stuck, as you will. So, when he talked about bondage, he talked about 5 or 6 different things. So he talked about the embarrassing bondage, the irritating bondage, the get rid of them bondage, dysfunctional bondage, life destroying, and then comfort blanket. So he talked about 6 types of bondage that we find ourselves stuck in sometimes, and that that we don't have to stay in bondage to anything. Same thing with, we don't have to stay broken. We don't have to stay
It's okay.
in bondage of any of those. You're all right, Harold. And you don't have to, in doing so, he brought up his next point about not making things more complicated than they are. Right. So again, they kind of make sense once the whole message was laid out and you go back to the points, it just makes sense, like 2 + 2 + 2 + 2 is 8. It's like, okay, I got it now. And it goes in line the whole time of the point of just saying, look, it really, honest to God, it's never too late to change, no matter how big the change is. I mean, we go from changing our underwear to changing our whole life career. I mean, literally the word change is like such a big, it can be so small and it can be so big. From the routines we have in our days to our jobs, to our relationships, to everything. Like I said, your underwear. But I wanted to bring up a personal story that got me involved in something. I'm gonna let the dog out. Hold on. Personal story that got me involved in an organization that was called Ray of Hope, and it got me involved because it was such a simple concept. It was just a few people got together. It was 4 people I know got together and just opened their Rolodexes. They opened their phone books and their Rolodex, and they went through everybody they ever met that's semi-notable, if you will, not even full celebrity, but notable, and just reached out to them and said, hey, if we call on you, would you be willing to make a video, a short clip? And the idea of the whole organization is you write in if you want, if somebody's struggling, you love, you care about, your mom's going through something, or somebody it's hurting real bad that needs a message. And they go through, they find somebody, and that person literally makes you a personal message. Amber will remember this. We did one for my mother before she passed, and it was Damon John from Shark Tank. And he came on and spoke to her on his phone, sent her a message, said, you're not going through this alone, cancer. He shared for the first time that he had actually gone through cancer as well, which wasn't public knowledge. And the idea of the organization was it changes somebody's spirit when it doesn't have to be a celebrity, but it has to be somebody that reaches out that says and opens up to you and says, hey, I'm here for you. You're not alone in what you're doing. There's more people out there going through it. And I think sometimes we get lost in feeling unimportant. Right. And I think, for my mom, I watched it. I play the video all the time. I watched her reaction to something that she didn't feel that was real. Why would he do that? She kept saying over and over, like, why would he do that? Like, why would he write that to me? Who's this to? And he said her name, so it's like, she had a hard time comprehending it. And it was different to her, but why I told the story is because that foundation started from my really good friend's brother-in-law. When the doctor got stage 4, was supposed to die in less than 6 to 8 weeks. One of his favorite all-time people in the world is Ray Lewis, a football player, Hall of Famer. Love this guy. John called him, asked him for a favor. He recorded a video, sent it to him. He watched it every day for 4 months. He lived for 2.5 years after that. Now, I'm not saying that one thing's connect the other, but I am saying that it matters. I mean, it matters when you feel like you're being paid attention to and people care about you in a way, and that the world's not going on without you. And he showed up to the next year when the foundation was gone, and he came up on stage, and he was walking again, he was out, and he was full of color, and it was amazing to see because the spirit got in him. He had something to believe in. He had something to belong to. It just, again, it's never too late, right? No matter what. And we have to lean on each other for that. It's not about, celebrity or somebody doing it, but it's about us. It's about us leaning into each other, being there, writing notes to each other, FaceTiming each other, talking to each other, supporting the idea of, it's never too late. Hey, I hear you. Try something different. I'm supporting you. I'm here for you. Portia is new to this, and I want to just share something. Our families went to school together, but she started following some of our stuff, and she's been writing me some really deep, meaningful messages that it's profound. It's like, I showed my sister this, and I showed Marina, I think, and it kind of blew me away, Portia. I mean, it's like, people don't take the time to write that much meaningful information or stuff to anybody, let alone, you just sharing everything. So I really appreciate that. I want to say that to you.
Yeah, absolutely. I just really learned from everything that I've gone through. Treat people the way that I would want to be treated, and you have to be a friend, and to be honest, I can't say that I've ever had a real friend, anyone that you can really trust, you know what I mean? And it can be a lonely journey, especially when you're sick,
Yeah.
and you give up eventually, and you're just like, nobody's ever gonna resonate with me or understand me, or it's not even about finding someone that's going to reciprocate. It's just finding someone that, even not one-way friendships, you know what I mean? You're always having to put the energy into that. And I'm such, I have so much love. And I feel like if I'm going to give my time to someone, that I want it to be filled with love. So they know that I care about them and that I love them and that it's important to me, I don't know. I feel like I was just born that way, and it's just, I like, even being here, I never even thought I would just kind of stumbled into it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just, and been like the greatest week I've had in like 10 years, literally, like seriously 10 years. And I mean, I love my family and everything, but you have to have more support than that. I mean, especially when you're going through hard times and you don't even know. I mean, there's sometimes I felt like I wasn't going to make it, and just because I didn't know where my health was going, for sure. And that's kind of how I got into this work, and finally realizing once I could have the awareness that, I could definitely do things for myself, and that it's your mind that matters, and then your body's going to follow. And really, I think one big thing for me, and I think it was a good for never too late, I had held on to a job for so long that I thought, how could I ever start over? I spent my whole, since I was out of college, trying to build myself to get to this point, and it was like literally gone in one call. I just had to call and say, I can't come ever again, over. And the people, they just basically, I worked there for almost 10 years, and it was just so crushing because they didn't even care. They were just like, all right, well, we figured you weren't coming back. So, and I just felt like, what did all of that mean? I felt so worthless, and just like, and at the same time, I could barely walk. And it was just like, everything came crashing down all at once. I mean, and I stayed in that dark place for so long, and I would never want anyone to ever feel that way. I made it like my mission, and I have to do this. I have to celebrate other people because I can see the good in them, and I feel the good in them, and now I have like so much, my heart is so open now after building myself back up after all these years and getting out really toxic relationships. And, that was another thing. I held on to a relationship out of fear for the other person. I was thinking I was going to hurt them and they were going to lose their life while I'm losing my own life. And I never even thought about myself. I literally never thought about myself in the whole process. I created a lot of resistance, and I don't even know. I think back now, and it's actually good because now I can sit back and I actually can laugh about some of the things that I did. And I think about what was I really thinking, and it's been a crazy journey. It really has. It's just,
well, you got a family here from now on. You're welcome in this group because that's what we're
Absolutely.
here for to do. And we support each other every week. And
Absolutely.
I'm
Yeah,
super pumped to have you involved.
Well, thank you. I feel like one more thing, I feel like you get back what you put in, you know, and God is always watching out. The universe is always watching out what you're putting out there. And I know it comes back to you tenfold, or, you know, and I call that building up your spiritual bank account.
Yeah.
You know, that's important.
Love it.
It-
Love it. It's the only bank account that matters.
Right, exactly.
Is
Portia,
I want to ask quick if you know, when I talk about the bondage stuff, you know, she was touching on a lot in her life there. Does anybody resonate with any of those that I've pulled up? You know, the things that are holding you in bondage. You know, that was only 6 of them. I mean, they kind of cover a lot, but any of that resonate to any of you? And is there anything that you're doing right now that's continuing to help yourself be free of it? Are you trying to work on things that are helping you be free of some of the bondages you have today? Is anybody going through something like that want to share? Christine?
I'll share. Yeah. So similar to you, Portia, I got out of a toxic relationship a while back, and it's funny how the healing process takes us a long time, right? And we can be really intentional about breaking our chains, but sometimes things will come up. And so right now, my daughter and my son-in-law are living with me, and my grandson. And the last 2 weeks have been some of the hardest for me in the last year, over the course of the last year, because I started kind of experiencing some anxiety, and what I realized was that I was actually feeling really triggered, and that there was some more work that I had to do, in terms of leaning into, like, deepen the healing process from the toxic relationship that I was in before, because I thought that I was good, and I thought that I had gotten to this healthy place, and I could have just chosen to, like, keep going where I was, but based on just, like, having a new dynamic at home with new people and stuff, like, different things got triggered, and I woke up and I was like, oh my gosh, okay, so I have to lean in and I have to work on healing in this area. And, like, it made me let go of other things that I was doing, because I had to make sure that I focused on, like, laser focused on healing this aspect of myself in order to be able to be fully present and be my best self for other people. So that's one. And then another one that I've been really praying about is, like, I have, like, my job, like, I have my business, and then I have my job, and I'm, like, just kind of praying about when God's going to lead me out of that, because I'm starting to find that it's more bondage than it is joy giving to my soul. And so just kind of praying about what that's going to look like and everything. But so that really resonated with me. Anyway, I'm going to be quiet because, you know, I'll talk like ever. Yeah.
Hey, Lolly,
Yes.
how are you?
Hello. I'm good. How are you?
We've missed you. You've been along.
I'm sorry.
Hey, how is your mother? What's going on?
She's good. Well, we just went to we just actually got back from Ohio. Her scent was getting clogged up again. It was pretty bad, but she's stable now, and we're back home.
Yes.
And I'm actually in my car right now because I'm usually Mondays are pretty busy for me. That's why I haven't been on here, but I just happen to have the evening open, so here I am in my vehicle in the parking lot.
I miss you. I see you every day. We all miss you, but I miss you.
I miss you too. Where are you at right now?
All over the world. I'm on Zoom. I didn't change my background. Why in this one? I don't know how to change my background yet. I want to be a different place every time. Does anybody else want to share anything that's a bondage that's been holding you back, or something you're doing about it? Okay. How about is there something, you know, bondage is a tough one. I think it was tough for me to even share for a long time any of this, really. Like this group's kind of brought me out of my own skin to be able to be vulnerable enough to say anything really. I mean, bringing it back to Lolly and I were in the same building for quite a while, and she was a therapist in our building in our business, and she, you know, would constantly ask, not unlike my sister, you know, you need to slow down, or are you doing okay, or you know, you need a hug. Like she'd always be checking in with me because not because she was checking with everybody, but she can feel, she watched me walk around. She can tell, you know, that I wasn't doing any of the work, you know, I was working a lot. I wasn't doing the work. And that was my bondage. That's been my bondage for, you know, as long as I can remember, really. I felt like as long as I was working, I was showing up, you know, and I was doing my responsibility to whatever, the world and to me and anybody around me. And it's kind of bullshit, you know, to be honest. It's not, you're not really doing anything if you're not doing for yourself first so you can do for others around you. And like Portia said, 10 years in a job, and it feels crushing in the moment, but I'm sure if she looks back now and looks at it, it's like, you want people to give a shit if you're leaving, you know, you do. And if they don't, man, it feels shitty in the moment, but you know what? God, it feels freeing to know that you can walk away and that actually doesn't matter, because you don't want to be around people that don't actually give a shit about you. And I felt like that for a long time. So it's nice to have this group. It's nice to have you guys in it. And I think everybody can relate to each other quite well in this group. That's why we probably keep showing up. But hi, James. What's up, buddy?
Sorry, I was running late. I was out dancing and totally lost track of the time.
Hey, dude, if you're out dancing, you can be late all you want. That's
Yeah.
a great excuse.
So,
Thank you. I will. I'll send you the video too, so we can catch up. So when you can watch it yourself. We're just going over the message with Chad from last week, but I want to say something else too, because it's a big moment. It really relates to never too late for me too. My sister. It's been a long time, you know, us talking about it and her really just writing her whole life. But you know, it's a very proud moment for me. For her, but you know, even prouder for her, she hit publish and is now published. Her book is now published, and it's all
Nice.
on
Very nice.
vulnerable, life on the line, like told her story. And it I mean, the timing of things to me, it never is a coincidence anymore. To me, everything that comes up, it comes up because we're supposed to hear it, we're supposed to feel it and understand it more than just seeing it one time. And you know, the timing of things is not a coincidence. It always happens the right way, and when you see it. So when these messages come up, I'm always like, oh, it really resonates. It's because we need to hear it. But never too late. You know, it resonated when I watched the video and that she's worked, you know, so hard in this, and now that it's like click of a button, literally. You know, like Amber, like you click the button and it's published, it's out there, and it's you, and it's vulnerable, and it's a very proud moment in my life. So I wanted to share that with you guys, and we'll let you know when, you know, they're physically available. But
So exciting.
Thank you. I wanted to just say to everyone, you know, you're not alone, number one. As far as the book goes, it's like the most terrifying thing in the entire world. And like, hopefully, I know I have like 30 more years of like Job's life and everything, but it feels like the final step in like deconstructing ego, because it feels like when I hit publish for the first time, like I've been like chewing on this. Like first it's a thought, then it's a, you know, manifestation, then it's a, you're writing it, then you actually maybe did it, and then there it is, and then you're editing it, and then you're going through every word and every painstaking detail, and like, will I be judged? Is this good? Will someone not feel alone? Will I save a life? Is it about me? It's not about me. It's about the world. It's about connecting. It's like terrifying. It's crazy, it's exciting, it's exhilarating. But to every single person's point, and the whole reason that I wrote it at all, is really has zero to do with me. It's I almost want to disappear now that I hit publish, because I really just want every single soul to know that they are not alone, and that like Portia and Christine and just all of you, you know, and all of us, our tribe that's out there all over the world, we are so special, and God chose that we would be listening. I'm going to get emotional, but God chose that we would be listening since we were very, very small, and that we would be the empath that we are. We're empaths. I mean, we don't just feel what we feel all the time, and all the different struggles that we're going through in our own deconstruction, and the imprints that have been put on us from the world and our parents and relationships and all the things. But we're feeling the weight of the world because we actually do care, because we have so much love. And there is that pivotal moment, and Mike has talked about it for years and years now, about that like pivot point, that tipping point where it's like, you know, we can get to a place where I feel sorry for myself, and I feel so alone, and I feel my pain and my stuff is, no one knows the depths of me, and no one could ever understand the depths of me. And then we can choose, just like Jesus or any other prophet that's walked the earth, to turn that into love in the face of cruelty. I am just simply going to love and be loved. I'm going to just keep showing up in whatever it is that my heart is telling me. People are going to love me or hate me, and it's none of my business what they think of me. If I can touch any life, and any other person doesn't feel alone, or feels that connection, because we are all the same and going through all the same things. Every single one of us has to wake up in the morning with ourselves and figure out how to figure out what's going on between our head and our heart every day. And that's all we're left with. And if we have faith in our life in any way, that's the tipping point, you know? And so we are all alike, and there are no mistakes. And this is the law of attraction. And the more that we are truly, honestly ourselves, unapologetically, the more we find each other. And that connection gets stronger and it gets bigger, and we can make a quantum leap that does actually change the world.
Yeah.
The future.
You know, it's
So
funny. God
I
is
love
in,
you all.
God's in the Zoom right
I
now, keeping you
appreciate
connected
you
because you're
all.
breaking up.
Mike, I'm super proud of you too, and this is awesome, and it's just magic. You guys are all magic. You're not alone. I love you. Mwah.
Thank
I
you.
love
for
you
that.
too, Amber.
Thank you for that.
Was I on mute that whole time? No, just kidding.
Yeah. What? No, you were just catching up,
Can
and
you
you're
hear
on
us, Mike?
delay. Your Wi-Fi was on delay,
Hello?
so you're catching up. She's probably not hearing us, but Carrie, you have anything to share?
You know, I don't tonight. I'm just, I know.
Are you feeling
Did you
great?
hear everything I said?
Yes, we did.
Like everything's good. I don't know. I'm quiet tonight.
You feeling good?
Feeling good.
I love to hear that.
I think
You're
it's the
special.
lows,
Yeah.
the lows that really shape us into who we are. You know,
What?
it's those times that we need to go.
Did you hear everything I said? I could see you all nodding, but I stopped talking and I didn't know what was happening.
Yes, we heard everything. I'll text her. Go ahead, Portia.
Oh, well, it's the lows that really shape us into who we are, and that's how we become so aware, and then we can be these stronger human beings to come and be better for the rest of the world and show up. And I feel like if you don't go through something, then you're not doing it right. You know, you just how life goes. That's what makes us better people.
Yeah, 100%. Hills and the valleys, right? We always talk about that.
Right.
You can only climb higher when you've been, your lowest. You can understand what you're capable of. So,
Right. One other thing, like going back to the it's never too late. I always think like I haven't even started my life yet. Like literally haven't even started it yet. And I'm just gonna go so much and I don't even think about my age or worry about like what my job is even gonna be anymore. And I used to think like, what am I supposed to be doing here? Like how am I supposed to be making money or doing whatever it is I'm supposed to be doing? And I'm thinking like in terms of a job, but to just be yourself and to give the world that, I mean, that's a job in itself. And that's just so rewarding right there. It just, I feel like once you can let go of the outcome, like what you're supposed to be and just live in the present moment, you'll figure it out because God has a plan.
Hey, can I
And we
share?
can always make money. We could always make money. We could panhandle just so that we could be able to serve during the day. I'd so much rather do what's important to me than make money doing what's important to me. I can make money anywhere. I'll mop floors at Walmart overnight if I can still like help Parkinson's patients during the day or whatever it is,
There is a job opening for that job at Walmart right now, actually.
Perfect.
I want to share something before we have a few minutes left, but obviously you're not gonna be able to see what it reads, but it's important, I think, to know the importance of your words and reaching out to people and being a little bit more meaningful with how you say to people, what you say to them. And I think we get really quick on text and hello, how you doing? And, or not responding to a friend and like you would if you were in person with them. And look, I don't know how long I haven't talked to you, Portia, probably 15 years or more, but
Right.
this is just one of the messages she sent me. Can you see it? And look how long that is. I mean, before I even started reading it, I was already excited because it puts that much time in the length of a message. You know what I mean? Like it takes a minute for you to sit down and say what you would say to somebody in person, or if we were all sitting having coffee or having a beer or something, sitting down, we'd share a lot of words in one night. But then when we're separate, we share minimal words in text. And sometimes I think I'm one of them. I'd pretend like I didn't until I did. I pretend like it didn't matter, and I'd just keep going and make sure I touched everybody a little bit. Text them and respond as quick as I could and keep working until you get one and you're like, oh shit, yeah, I need more of that. So you're super special, Portia. Like it's unbelievable what you've gone through and what you're going through, all that like aside.
If I can do it, anybody.
It's a freaking blessing no matter what. Like I know it doesn't sound like that, but it is.
Well, I was just so touched by and felt so connected when I heard your podcast. And to me, it's like, it was so, I don't know, just, I feel like it spoke to my soul. And I've listened to so many podcasts and people and influencers and, but this was somebody that I knew, and just getting out there and finally seeing people doing the work. I mean, nothing lights me up more than seeing people just do the work and get out there and be themselves and not be unapologetic, like Amber always says, and just be who you are supposed to be and live from your heart and your soul. And I feel like in the last week, I feel like I'm just like my whole soul and heart is just glowing.
Yes.
I really feel like that. It's just to make the decision, like just because of other human beings. And now, I mean, like this is enough for me just to be like, I don't even have to care anymore. This is like it. This is fine. Like I could live with that.
Love it.
So cool.
If you come join us every week. We do ZOE every other week, but every week we're gonna be here. We're gonna lose some time here, but love you guys. Appreciate you all. Thanks for all showing up again. All the faces. Lolly, love you. I'm gonna call you. I owe you a call. Love you guys. Carrie, Marina, Christina.
Bye guys.
It's nice seeing everybody.
Amber, love you. See you next week.
Take care. Love you all.